Thank you, Anthony Osundwa. And National Assembly Majority Leader Kimani Ichung'wah has castigated former Cabinet Secretary Eugene Wamalwa for poking holes in the implementation of the National Dialogue Committee Nadco report based on lack of goodwill. In a thinly veiled attack, Ichung'wah scoffed at the DAP-K Party leader, accusing him of hypocrisy on the Nadco implementation discussion as he failed to sign the final report by the Dialogue Committee. Bushebi Jr. prepared that story. Let's check it out.
As political environment continues to become fluid, so is the Nadco report implementation future.
We shall begin work on that bill and all the other bills that we have published. So,
the hard hit came when High Court decided to halt the implementation of the Nadco report after a case was filed challenging its validity. This decision was made following concerns raised by activist Michael Mushemi, who believes that the report poses a threat to the rule of law in the country. The report will remain on hold until the case is heard and a final determination is made by the court.
Ile koti imesimamisha ama imeweka injunction kidogo. Hiyo ni mambo ambayo tutapambana nayo kotini. Kalonzo should know, together with Eugene and their friends.
Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka has criticized the High Court's decision to suspend the implementation of the Nadco report, which he co-chaired. He expressed his disappointment with the court's ruling, referring to it as being state-sponsored.
Yao ni kujaribu wakimbize mambo yao, iwe ni Kenya kwanza peke yao.
And we believe this is state-instigated litigation, state-sponsored litigation to derail this process. And we are saying today that as Azimio we will not.
Kalonzo believes that the state did not show enough commitment during the dialogue process leading to this controversial outcome. Kalonzo Musyoka made these remarks during a funeral service in Lunga Lunga constituency in Kwale County, emphasizing his discontent with the court's intervention in the Nadco report implementation.
Sasa ni jukumu la wale ambao waliteua kamati ya Nadco, haswa ndugu Raila Amolo Odinga na mwenzake Rais William Ruto. Wao wajitokeze, watoe mwelekeo bila kusita, kwa sababu tutaona kama walitutumia vibaya.
The report presented to both President William Ruto and Azimio leader Raila Odinga has continued to face various challenges, including the refusal of committee member Eugene Wamalwa to sign the final draft.
The main challenge facing every Kenyan, which is the cost of living. And it was because of that I decided I would not sign the report.
Wamalwa highlighted key issues that were not adequately addressed in the report, such as the electoral audit, IEBC restructuring, and the current cost of living crisis affecting the citizens.
And when we presented it to our principal, he was very clear that the report is disappointing, that it is incomplete, and as a lawyer I could not sign something that is incomplete, that goes against the grain of many Kenyans.
National Assembly Majority Leader Kimani Ichung'wah, however, castigated former Cabinet Secretary Eugene Wamalwa for poking holes in the implementation of the National Dialogue Committee report based on lack of goodwill.
Mtu kama Eugene Wamalwa mwenye alikataa kutia sahihi hiyo report anasema ati hatuna goodwill. What greater goodwill did we need other than those of us in Kenya Kwanza tuliweka sahihi sisi wote? Wale wa Azimio, Eugene akasema hataweka sahihi sababu bei ya unga iko juu.
In a thinly veiled attack, Ichung'wah scoffed at the DAP-K Party leader, accusing him of hypocrisy on the Nadco implementation discussion as he failed to sign the final report by the Dialogue Committee.
Sasa huyo Eugene ndiye anatuambia ati hatuna nia nzuri ya kutekeleza ile report ya Nadco. And I want to confirm the Nadco report as adopted by Parliament will be implemented, and we have all the goodwill to implement that report in the manner it was passed.
The Nadco report was endorsed by Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka of Azimio and Ichung'wah of Kenya Kwanza coalition on behalf of the two coalitions. The Kikuyu lawmaker defended the Kenya Kwanza administration for alleviating the high cost of living, which was among the sticky issues that the two opposing sides in Nadco team failed to reach a consensus on. He stated that President William Ruto's administration has shown commitment to addressing the high cost of living by reducing the prices of key household commodities.
Sasa huyu Mithika Linturi na Rais William Ruto wametupea subsidized fertilizer. Bei ya unga Eugene akikataa kutia sahihi ilikuwa 210. Leo unga ni 120, 110, hata nimeona ingine ya 103 huko Nairobi. Sukari yenye ilikuwa 460 a kilo, sahihi for 2 kilos. Sahihi sukari ni 240 kilo mbili. 120 kilo moja.
The majority leader pointed out the legal battles that might hijack the implementation of the Nadco should not be linked to lack of goodwill by the ruling coalition. MPs are facing a time crunch as they grapple with a deadline to deliberate on 9 bills aimed at solidifying the recommendations of the Nadco into law.
So let me just tell our colleagues on the other side that if the court has stopped implementation of any section of the Nadco report, that has nothing to do with the Kenya Kwanza government. But since we want to be faithful to our constitution and we respect the independence of the judiciary,
the National Assembly will review a series of legislative proposals, including the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission Amendment Bill 2024, Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission Amendment Bill 2024, Leader of Opposition Bill 2024, and the National Government Coordination Amendment Bill 2024. Meanwhile, the Senate will tackle the Election Offences Amendment Bill 2024, Elections Amendment Bill 2024, Statutory Instruments Amendment Bill 2024, and Political Parties Amendment Bill 2024.
Kujaribu wakimbize mambo yao iwe ni Kenya Kwanza peke yao ambao watakaounda tume mpya ya IEBC. Hilo halikubaliki.
The Departmental Committee on Justice and Legal Affairs and the Senate Standing Committee on Justice, Legal Affairs and Human Rights have been instructed to hold joint sittings as per standing orders of both houses. Key proposals in the report include the overhaul and restructuring of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, also known as IEBC. The Nadco report suggests expanding the selection panel from 7 to 9 members.
Na kama wataendelea na hiyo route, bila shaka tutajua kwamba wameamua kurig elections hata kabla yenyewe kufanyika.
Additionally, the report calls for an evaluation of the 2022 electoral process, a matter advocated strongly by the opposition.
Azimio, we would plead with you like we have done in the past, that it is not necessary to go back to opening those servers and auditing those elections, because it will only cause more woods and more broken relationships. It doesn't profit anybody when people begin to realize whether they won or they did not win. I think it is important for us to adhere to the court, because you are the same people who normally challenge the president to adhere to the court.
MPs will also debate the establishment of the office of Leader of the Opposition, with Nadco proposing that the office be held by the second runner-up in elections. Raila Odinga, the Azimio coalition leader, has also added his voice to the matter, urging the full implementation of the report.
This document has enemies from reactionary forces across the political divide, inside and outside Parliament. It requires vigilance.
Other recommendations on the report focus on the establishment and consolidation of state offices, adherence to multi-party democracy laws, electoral justice, and the inclusion of funds supervised by members of parliament in the constitution. For Maisha Prime, Maisha Television, I'm Bushabi Jr.